Hola.
Hola, dude.
Buenos dias.
What's up?
Oh, shit. We're getting a fucking replay. That intro track, I just want to jam.
That was fire.
Every time I hear it.
Wait, we're getting a replay.
It stopped.
I never heard it.
Well, it's because
Should we start over?
I'm fast. No, let's just keep going. Doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. We're back, dude. This is the Kamp podcast.
We're back, and Stevie has a mic, but he's hidden. We don't want to show his face yet. He is he's in witness protection.
Yeah, he is.
He saw.
Should I put a filter on my voice then? Or?
Yeah. He saw Tony Two Fingers whack a guy in the 70s, and ever since
Jimmy
then,
Sticks.
Jimmy Sticks got whacked, and he's swimming with the fishes.
My dad told me once that he's friends with mobster families, and if anything happens to our family or any of us, that he could get somebody whacked.
That's pretty dope.
Do you believe that?
Nope.
I
actually believe it. He probably met. I know he probably knew some mobsters.
Well, I mean,
do you know him like good enough? That's a pretty big favor to ask somebody. Will you whack someone for me?
Yeah, but you know, my dad's best friend, his name was also Richelino. So
that's true.
If your best friend's name is Richelino, there's chances that you have ties with the mob.
Dude, Richelino was my favorite when we would go on tour. And that one time we met him, like I never forgot him. I never will either.
Yeah.
He's a special guy.
Yeah, man. He lives it up.
Yeah, he's like a chicken cutlet as a person. He's just kind of like that. He's got that sauce on him, you know. Everywhere he goes, he was dope.
Yeah. What show is that? That was in
New York, baby. That
was in Long Island at the Paramount Theater.
I don't even remember ever playing Long Island. I'm gonna be in New York tomorrow.
Yes. So they had a speakeasy under the stage.
Oh, that place was sick.
That only the artists were,
and Richelino
were allowed to drink.
Yeah, they had that Al Capone room. And Richelino was like, yeah, that's about right. He didn't really say that, but I just like to imagine him.
Is that the room Richelino was acting up in?
Yeah, he was acting nuts in there. He's like, this is sacrilege.
So we all get in the van.
Well, sacrilege.
So my dad was so excited about that show, even though he couldn't be there. My dad's in Arizona texting me, can you get my best friend Richelino on the show? And I was like, yeah, how many tickets does he need? And I was like, and he goes, give him 3 tickets. So we sound check, and then I get a text from Richelino. He's like, hey, I'm here. And we let him back into the green room, and I bring him back into the green room, and he has 2 blonde chicks with him on each side.
Yeah.
And the whole band is just like, this is your dad's best friend.
Dude, and he was just playing the part. He's Richelino, like through and through. That guy was the best. Yeah, he brought in 2 like blonde bombs, and they just walked in, and he's like finger guns all around. I don't even remember really what he was like, but in my memory, it was like, I'm walking here.
In my mind, he's like Tony Danza.
Tony Danza?
Yeah.
That's like the coolest Italian guy you could think of.
Or the guy from The Sopranos. Who's the younger dude in The Sopranos?
Oh, Chris Moltisanti.
Is that the younger one?
Yeah, the younger one. He started doing heroin a little bit. That guy's dope. Yeah, that's Richelino.
I just remember getting to the van after that show and Ryan just yelling in the back. You were always in the back lounge of the van for anyone that wants to just like visualize the situation. I have the front row. Andy's right behind me, and then it's Tanner, and then it's Ryan. That's always how it was. It never changed.
Ever.
Years of touring, everyone stayed in their row. They knew what row was theirs. And we get in the van, and we're driving away from the venue in New York, and Ryan just goes, Richellini! So from then on, my dad's best friend's name was no longer Richelino. It was Richellini.
Yeah, Richellini.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was Richelino. I had no idea I was saying it wrong.
Yeah, sometimes you get your Italian names mixed up with your Italian foods, and I like that.
Yeah, he walked in with his gumars, and they were just fucking walking around. It was fucking sick, dude. He was dope.
That was actually a really fun show.
I don't remember the show at all.
Who did we play that show with?
That might have been
on the Pepper tour?
I think it was Dirty Heads. Because I remember being in that
lounge. Do you know who
lounge.
else came to that show? The UFC fighter. What's his name? He comes to our shows.
Clay Guida?
Clay Guida was at that show.
Oh, that was Pepper.
He was backstage at that show.
But we never talked to him then.
That was a good name drop, huh? Dude, we're friends with UFC fighters.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
That was actually one of the last times we ever played in Sacramento. he came to our show and he was literally standing on the side of the stage during our entire set, just rocking out.
He walked us because we had to walk to the front of the stage and then from the back to get on the stage, and there's no like side area, and so he had a flashlight and he was just fucking Clay Guida, just moving people out of the way for us to get on stage.
I was like,
this is dope as fuck.
I've never felt more protected at a show, like right before I'm about to go on stage.
Dude, I know
who knows if he'd even want to defend me, but seeing him sing all the words to our songs was like, made me feel cool.
Do you know when I was like ready, I felt like I could act up one time. I was like the only time I ever really felt like, dude, I could act up and I'm safe here. Was we were on tour with Iration and Common Kings, and it was a UFC fight night, and so the Common Kings rented out this full ass bar to watch the fight, and we go there, and we're like drinking heavy, or I was at least, me and Andy and some of the Iration guys, and I was just like looking around, and it's the biggest like Samoan, Tongan, like Pacific Islander motherfuckers you've ever seen, and they're screaming at the TV, and I'm just like, I could say anything to anyone, and I'm surrounded by like 50 of the best fighters in the world that could all have my back. I felt invincible, and it was not a good place for me to be.
That whole tour, that was really fun being around those guys, because they treat tour as a very like, after a show or two, we realized that they were taking us in, and they were like, you guys are dope. Like, we fuck with you. We want to party with you. We want to hang out with you. And
it took a little bit. I remember standing backstage. I know I've talked about it before, but me and Andy were in our green room, and we're making drinks after our set, and like Comic Kings were like playing loud music. They're pouring drinks, like they were like partying in their green room. And I looked at Andy. I was like, dude, we have to go in there. Like, this is our only shot. We just have to walk in there and make them like us. And so we just walked to their fucking green room, and we brought like our bottle of liquor, and they had like so many more bottles of liquor, but I don't know, we brought it as if
I remember that.
Yeah. And I just remember like I just started talking shit to one of them, and then they all started laughing, and then we're like, that's how I've tried to like get every band to like me, is I just start talking shit to them, and sometimes it really works. Like
the opposite, like when you do the opposite of kissing a band's ass.
Yeah.
Then they're way more like,
But you have to be smart about it. You can't just walk in and just be an asshole. But if you do it jokingly and like knowing that you're not supposed to be saying that to them, and they know that you're not supposed to be saying that, and they know that you know that, and it's just kind of like, I mean, dude, that's how we got cool with Iration guys.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Are you going to the Iration show in Arizona?
I am. You're leaving for a vacation, right, on Thursday morning?
Yeah, I'm leaving. Going to New York, baby.
Yeah. Are you gonna be kicking it with Richelino?
Yeah, I'm hitting up Richelino. We're gonna go walk the streets, see what's up, see if there's any Gumars on the corner.
I'll see if I can get you into some of the cool clubs down there with like Richelino access. I can't really promise anything, but I'll do my best, dude.
Richelino's got to drive a white car, huh?
Yeah.
He definitely has a white car. White Ferrari, lives for New Year's Eve. Dude, I really need to. I think you should leave as like the new Borat. I can't stop. I never even saw Borat, but
it's such a good show.
It's the funniest. I'm always like sending or like quoting it, and I can't stop.
Did he actually get fired from SNL because they didn't like his skits, or did he just leave?
I don't know if he got fired. I know he was a writer on it, and I don't like, from what I had heard or read somewhere, his skits were just like too much for Saturday Night Live, and they're like, no, like people aren't going to get it, or it's not funny, or it's like pushing the boundaries too much, because they kind of like went really safe on their jokes and stuff. And then he made his own show, and it became like massive.
Dude, it's so good.
It's so funny. It's the funniest show I've ever seen.
The best show in the world. What else? What else is going on? I was going to bring something up. Nope, forgot it. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, no, I'm going to New York City, live that New York life, eat some pizza.
Yeah, you're going to celebrate our friend's wedding.
Yeah.
I was unable to make it, but our good friends Alex and Paige, shout out Alex and Paige, man.
Yeah, they've got a really successful podcast as well called So Euphoric. I think that's what I hope I'm not butchering it, but it's all about the show Euphoria. But yeah, they're getting married, and they're just like throwing a party in New York on a rooftop, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think.
That's gonna be awesome.
So I realized though I'm not gonna know anybody there, because I don't, like, they're gonna be busy, So I'm just going to be standing on a rooftop with a bunch of strangers.
Yeah.
Which I kind of thrive in those situations. I either thrive or I get really trashed because I'm like uncomfortable and I don't know what to do.
Yeah. It's usually weird. I feel like for myself personally, when I'm in a situation where I don't know anybody, it's weird until I make contact and have the first conversation. Yeah. If you just start talking to one person, then I feel like it becomes way less weird and it can kind of start, hopefully.
How do you think I should break the ice with these strangers? Hey, can I sit with you? Do you mind? And they're like, there's no chairs here. It's a party. We're all standing up. It's like, I think we could go somewhere else. We could sit down. We could talk.
You should walk up to someone and be like, hey, have you heard of Catastro? Oh yeah, I'm the bass player. Yeah.
Well, if you haven't heard of him, you will.
Yeah.
Just remember.
Hey, I'm in a band. My name's Ryan.
Nice to meet me. Yeah. Oh, hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm in a band. People love that. People like, oh, you're an adult.
You shouldn't say that. You should say
in a band.
You should strictly just say I play bass.
Oh yeah, what do you do? Oh, I play the bass guitar.
Oh, I play the bass guitar.
I've been getting really into fly fishing recently. Dude. Mostly carp. They're really difficult. Never really caught one, but
I play bass and I fly fish. Hi, my name's Ryan.
That's pretty dope. I really like my life is focused around really fat people activities, huh? Bass guitar, fly fishing, food,
fat people activities,
beer enjoyer. I am getting a little chunky. I need to do something about it. I'm chunking up and I'm going to New York for a fucking week and a half. So
you're going to be coming back. You're going to be coming back at least 15 heavier.
I'm going to be doughy when I get back. You'll see in the next episode. I'm going to be like.
Oh. Are you going to have some pizza?
No, dude. Probably cauliflower crust, maybe.
There's no way.
Do you guys have ranch and cauliflower crust?
My dad.
I'll probably eat a slice. Who knows?
One time when I was 15, my dad got us pizza, and one of my friends went into my refrigerator and got the ranch out, and he put ranch on the side of his plate, and my dad looked down at him. He said, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "I'm dipping my pizza in ranch." He's like, what the fuck's the matter with you?
He
was disappointed.
Yeah. Dude, honestly.
I think it was Joey.
I'm down to like say something to fight somebody right now, but I've never had good pizza in New York. Ever.
What?
Dude, it's not that great.
What is
Everywhere I've been out there, I'm like, I've had better pizza.
Dude, pizza in New York is insane. My whole family's from New York, so they took me to the spots when I was growing up and going there.
Dude, I mean, I've been to good pizza spots out there. And
I don't even know what the spots. I don't remember what the spots are, but it's always like the hole in the wall spot. That's called like Romano's.
Yeah, everybody.
It's called Romano's. Like Ray Romano's. Or
everybody
something.
loves Romano's.
Yeah. No, it's everybody loves Raymond.
I know.
Did you watch that show?
Yeah, if I had a fever. I only watched it if I had a fever.
Wait, dude, there actually are shows you'd only watch if you had a fever and you were homesick.
Dude, I've never seen the George Lopez show without like at least 102.
If I stayed homesick, I would watch Oprah and Dr. Phil with my mom.
Really?
While she ironed.
Yeah, mine was like, I was just whatever was on because I'm like too sick to change the channel, and I would watch. I remember one time I was sick for like 3 days. And I think I saw every episode of America's Next Top Model. And I was just like dreaming and like just weird. Like it was just a weird in and out of consciousness and people being like, you can't walk right. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'd watch that. If I had a good fever in me, I'd watch it again too. Probably.
Yeah. Yo, this is kind of interesting. I was listening to this podcast and this... like team of people that are doing research on brain activity are starting to find that when you rehearse something in your mind over and over again before it actually happens, it basically like strengthens your ability to like go ahead and execute that task. And I realized without even knowing this, and I don't know if you do this, I'm interested to know if you've always done this at our shows, but I have always done that right before we go on stage. I always like play it back in my head. I play back a loop, almost like video or just like me playing the first song and just crushing the intro or whatever it is, the thing that we have to do first when we walk out.
Yeah.
And I've always like reran that over in my mind. And they were saying that a bunch of musicians do that and like actors and
Yeah, I'd always do like whatever the intro was, because we usually start with like an instrumental intro, and so I'd kind of like just like make sure it's fresh in my mind before I walk out, because if you fuck up the first note that you play, the chances are the rest of your set's going to be pretty rough.
So what he was saying is what they're seeing is they're actually seeing the brain biologically change as you are rehearsing and playing back those things in your mind, those like positive outcome experiences. I just thought that was kind of like crazy, because I've always done that and I didn't even know that was like a thing. It's just, it would always make me calm down when we were about to go on stage, and I was like either kind of not nervous, but just like anxious to play and like, you know, wanting to perform at the best I can. I'd always play it over my head of like us crushing it. Like I remember doing that before Kamp Fest and doing that quite a bit, like almost every day leading up, probably like the week and a half leading up to Kamp Fest. I'd sit in the studio when no one was there, and I'd like sit on the ground and close my eyes and literally visualize how I wanted it to feel as I'm like on the drum riser, what the amphitheater looks like, you know, tons of people, all of our shit working properly.
Yeah, I would do it, and I'd get to a certain point, I'd be like, scary. It'd get so scary.
Dude,
and then,
because
and then
it
I'd do
feels
it every
real.
day, and it would get more and more comfortable. And then when it was time, I was like, fuck, I just got to do this.
So were you doing that too?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
all the time.
What did it look like for you? Do you remember like?
I mean, it was just kind of like in my head, it was such like this like monumental thing to get up to that I was like really scared of. And so it would be kind of blurry by the time I got up there. Like I tried to like go through my head of like what it's gonna be like. Like I need to prepare for just doing this and going through it. And
did you like imagine yourself walking onto the stage?
Yeah, but then sometimes like that would stop and I wouldn't be able to like imagine anything further.
So
and then
it
the
would
next time I would do it, it would get
like it would kind of get fuzzy.
Yeah,
and just like, yeah, that's interesting.
That's probably why I'm so good at arguing, because I just do all these hypothetical arguments in my brain at all times.
You're just always arguing with yourself, so you have a lot of practice.
Yeah, and like the shower is like a big argument settler for me. And then I walk out, and then it's just like the arguments never happen.
You argue with yourself in the shower?
Oh yeah, sometimes. I've been trying to not do that as much, but sometimes I'll just get in hypothetical arguments and I'll try to win. I beat myself in the shower, you could say. You could say that.
Stevie liked that one.
There we go. Oh,
fucking man. Creep, dude. What are you laughing about over there?
You fucking creep.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because that is what we all do in our heads all the time. You're kind of always arguing with yourself back and forth. Like, what if I say this?
Yeah. Or if you have to have like a talk with somebody, that's the worst, because then I'm like, well, then they're probably going to say this, and then I'm probably going to say this, and then they might say this. And then I would get heated. Sometimes I'm like, my heart's racing.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here, and I need to stop doing this, because it doesn't benefit me at all. Yeah. But sometimes if you knew like an argument was about to come and you like train a little bit, it would go exactly how you practice, and you just like slam that argument, you win like right away.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's healthy.
Dude.
No, I've been really good about it. Speaking of health, I know on an earlier episode I talked about how salads kill, and I did a little bit of background research just to see if I was like correct about anything.
Wait, hold on, we're sitting in the studio the other day, and you started yelling "salads kill," and Tanner's like, "What?"
It's like, bro, salads kill.
So fucking, you pull your phone out. Say it.
Yeah, I pull my phone out and I'm like, all right, let's look at this. Because we were watching videos of animals like killing people, like for no reason. I don't know why we were doing that. He was like, dude, have you seen this one? And we're all just like, no, gross, dude. We just nonstop were watching people die from animal deaths. And I was like, I bet you salads kill more people than bears. And you guys were like, no fucking way. I looked it up, and salads kill people at 1.5 times the rate that bears do every year.
Yeah.
So it's something to think about next time you're like, oh, I'm going to be healthy. You might die.
Yeah.
Get the burger instead. Skip the salad.
Yeah, next time.
Get the fries.
Next time you're at Whole Foods and you think you're going to do your body, justice.
No, just keep walking to the next restaurant and get some fries instead. Because nobody's ever died from French fries.
Yeah.
It's a low death rate there.
Yeah, I feel like here at Kamp, it's not really normal to have salads. We're more into like sloppy joes. You know what I'm saying?
At Kamp?
Yeah.
Dude, I forgot where I was, and somebody was making sloppy joes, and I smelled it, and I was like, ugh. Like, it was so gross. And I don't know why, because I remember as a kid, I really liked them, but something in it just triggered me, my memories of being a kid. And I was like, that sandwich
The only
is so
friend,
sad.
the only friend I had growing up that had parents that made sloppy joes was Joey Foot.
Oh, dude, that's such a Sloppy Joe family.
Dude,
I know.
his parents were way older than all of our friends' parents.
My friend told me that we name too many people's names that nobody knows about.
But
on the
it's
podcast.
like a shout out that people deserve. So I don't really care if you don't know who Joey Foot is.
Joey Foot's our homie. His dad was your guys' principal, right?
Joey Foot was that is that's Stephen Denton, the dude that shot photos.
Oh yeah,
for us.
But his dad was a principal and
Joey
president of
Joey
a college?
Foot's dad was the dean of broadcast and journalism at OU for a while. I don't know what he's doing now.
I remember we were on tour and we stayed at their house, and when they had this whole loft area, it was pretty dope.
Yeah,
we went out to the bars.
Yeah, Joey was my childhood best friend, man. Dude, that was so rough. When we were 13, we're about to be 14 going into high school, and it was the end of 8th grade, and it was like the last week of school, and me and Joey were inseparable. We hung out every single day, skateboarded together every single day, and he came to school one morning and he told me that he's moving in 2 months to Oklahoma, and his parents are forcing him to move because his dad got that new job. And dude, I was crushed. I went into the bathroom. I remember going into the bathroom at school and just breaking down crying because he was my best friend.
Yeah.
He was we were such good friends. And he had to move
before you have real breakups or anything like that.
Dude,
so it's
it was
your life is it's never going to be the same.
No, dude, I was so bummed, man, and he was so bummed, and he actually went on to have a really difficult couple years after that, because the move, I think it just really messed him up because we had a really tight friend group, and when he moved, he had to just start all over. He didn't know anybody. People were way different out there. There wasn't the kind of skateboard scene he was used to here
in Norman, Oklahoma, probably not.
Yeah, not at all. So that bummed him out. But yeah, I just remember it's crazy how big of a deal I thought that was when it happened. When things happen when you're younger, you think your whole life's over.
Yeah, high school graduation. I remember having that feeling, being dude, I'm probably never gonna see most of my friends ever again. And it's you still hang out with them and you keep in touch for a little while, but eventually you kind of don't really hang out with most people from high school.
Isn't it weird that you still follow people on Instagram or still know people on Instagram from high school that you literally have not seen since high school, but you just know what they're doing?
I don't even recognize them. I'm just why the fuck do I follow this old mom? Who is this?
Who's this? And you're
that's my graduating class.
Yeah.
I have no idea why.
Yeah.
We were never.
I will say what's cool about it is there are some people from high school, friends that I have from high school that seem like they're doing really, really well now. And who knows? I mean, you can't judge everything off Instagram, but it's just interesting to see what people do with their lives over a long period of time.
Dude, I just kind of accept anybody on Facebook, anybody that sends a request. And I was going through the stories on Facebook the other day, and it was just some kid I've never met fucking his girlfriend, and he was just hit the link.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I swear to God, it was him doing an ad for an OnlyFans. I've never met this guy. I've never met anybody involved with these people, and he was just having sex with his girlfriend on Facebook.
So you just hit ad for everybody?
Everybody I accept.
Sounds dangerous.
Because I don't use Facebook.
I went on Facebook for the first time last week, and yeah, it just felt so much. I had to get out of there real quick.
It's wild.
I logged on to shout out the Gentle Predators fan group because they are constantly on Facebook showing love to Catastro, and it was actually really cool to go through and see a bunch of their posts because I haven't really looked at it in a minute. And I got on there and just wrote a message to them real quick. So, hey, if you're in the GP squad, shout out. We love you.
Yeah, y'all pretty tight.
Yeah, you guys rule.
Y'all are pretty tight.
Yeah.
By the time this one's out, our sucker vinyls will be available.
So, can we say they're out now?
They're out now.
They're out now.
and they look sick.
Dude, the new Sucker vinyl is so rad. I got so pumped on the black sleeve.
Dude, we wanted, like,
disc.
we were picking the colors for the actual vinyl itself, and we're like, let's make it look like a candy. So it goes with like the album name Sucker.
Yeah.
And it really looks like a candy. Like, I want it. They look so dope.
Yeah, it
turned out sick.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Really pumped on those. Oh, I actually I was hanging out with John last night, the singer of The Main, and he co-wrote the song Last Call, which is the last song on our album Sucker. And I was meaning to give him one of those vinyls because I feel like that'd be pretty cool for him to have one since he helped write a song. We need to give one to Colton Avery too.
Yeah, we do. He just moved back to Arizona. I'm excited. So Colton Avery is a songwriter. He was living in London for a while, and we would do like Zoom calls and to write. I think Stars was one, and then he did Naked with us, the song, and then he
did Naked with us.
But yeah, and then he also did Sugar Pills, and so he recently moved to Arizona. So I'm pretty happy to have him back and actually not be on Zoom.
Yeah, Andy always really enjoyed writing with Colton.
Yeah, he liked his melodies. And like he was kind of like a guy that if we were getting like a jam and be like, I know this song's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Like Naked was one of those
he
where we
out.
couldn't figure out what to do with Naked, but we knew it was gonna be really dope. And then he's like, give me 1 hour. And then he would like Zoom call us back, and it was just like perfect. But I still have a video recording of us like writing that one over Zoom with like Andy and me and him. While he was like coming up with words and shit. It was cool.
Yeah, I saw that. That's sick. Yeah, dude.
It's been a vibe. We got a lot of really cool shit coming. Me and you have been doing a lot of dope projects together.
Yeah, for sure.
We got Mouse Powell's full album eventually coming out. So we're trying to we're sitting on it a little bit because we're trying to make sure that it's promoted the best it can be. But I'm really excited for that one. We had Native Leaves come through. Did a track with them and Futuristic, which I think is coming out in October. He posted, which I didn't know.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I think it's coming out in October. Yeah, we've been cranking stuff out, dude.
I know. I feel like we've done so much, but most of it's not even released yet. So it'll be nice once it's actually out and we can show everything that we've been up to.
Yeah, I will say that's with producing music and working on different artist stuff in the studio, that's one of the coolest things is that you'll go months just recording, producing, mixing, working on stuff behind the scenes, and then you'll hit this new wave or season of all of that stuff coming out. Yeah. And sometimes it all comes out weirdly at the same time. So it's in the matter of weeks, you could have, 15 to 20 songs that you
kind of looks like you're not doing much, and then suddenly it's you're nonstop dropping shit.
Yeah,
it's cool.
No, that's what's really cool. So, yeah, it's been nice, man. Kind of we've talked about on the podcast before, but being able to, reel things in, take a step back, and kind of work on things behind the scenes, and not be so in the public. I don't know, posting every day and stuff. I mean, even though obviously we're doing a podcast, so we're still putting stuff out, but. Yeah, there's so much stuff that we've been working on, and then stuff that I've been personally working on too that I'm really excited to share. And it's kind of I think producing music and being in the studio a lot over the past couple of years has taught me one of the strongest things about delayed gratification, because in a world where everything is just immediate right now, and you want that immediate validation and immediate dopamine hit with producing and I don't know, working in the studio with people, you have to be willing to put all of the hours in and know that even if this doesn't come out ever, this still has to get done the right way and it has to sound awesome.
What I like about it is with the songwriting and production stuff, for me it's fun to do different styles every time, and with Catastrophe stuff you're always kind of working in the same world because you want it to fit our sound, but bringing in other bands and you're hey, you guys should do something a little more experimental, and they're cool, and then you're fuck yeah, and then so it's just working out new styles, they'll come in and say, I want a track that sounds like Morgan Wallen, and you're I never have listened to this, but let's try to see what we can do, and you're oh, okay, and then it still comes out in your own style. It's different, but you're just it's really fun to exercise that muscle,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's crazy. Even like years ago, I never would have thought I would have ended up enjoying recording and producing for other artists outside of what Katastro's doing.
Yeah.
I never really thought I'd be interested in doing that. And I don't know, like a bunch of different opportunities popped up over the last few years where I got asked to do something that I maybe didn't feel comfortable doing or know how to do, but I was just like, well, I'll figure it out. Like, I'll try. And then once I kept saying yes to so many different things. Like, dude, last week I showed you and Tanner one of the songs, but last week I recorded this guy. This guy hit me up, who you actually weirdly got me in touch with him, right?
Yeah.
One of Andy's friends hit you up and was like, hey, do you guys have a studio and you record? And you're like, yeah, Stravs records people all the time. So I get a call from this guy, and he wanted to get some songs recorded for his father, who is in his 70s. And he's just like, hey man, I just really want to get stuff recorded because our family doesn't have anything of him like actually recorded well. And so the guy comes to the studio last week, brings his guitar with him, and he's got a little electronic drum machine with like a foot pedal.
Yeah.
And yeah, I set him up live in the tracking room, and he just ripped through 16 cover songs. He's doing like old Johnny Cash stuff. I think the one I showed you guys was that Johnny Cash song. Yeah. But he's just doing rad old country covers, and his voice was awesome, and they were a pleasure to be around, and he had such a fun day in the studio. And afterwards, like that night, he sent me like a really sweet text message being like, hey Andrew, thank you so much. We had such a good time at the studio, and it was like such a meaningful thing that like,
yeah, it's just different. Yeah.
But it's funny because it's like, I don't know. I think the ego part of me that wants to be like, oh, well, I want to be working with massive artists, and like working on like huge shit.
Yeah.
Like, who knows if I do though? Like, yeah, I do, but I guarantee you a lot of that stuff doesn't even bring like a fulfilling feeling afterwards. And I don't know. I just think it was cool how meaningful that project felt to me.
Well, it's
just
cool because he's not like doing it to like release and try to do something. It's just like, it's for his family. It's for him.
It's literally,
and that's like what making music is for.
That's literally, dude, exactly. That's like what I want to do. So my whole mindset lately has been, I don't even care if I ever work on a label project or work with like massive artists. Like, I just want to keep showing up to the studio and do whatever I can to help people. And having that mindset makes the job way easier too, because it's just like, it's simple. It's like, I show up, I help get whatever's going on to like make it sound as good as it can be.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning, I'm still growing. Like, I'm not, as good as I can be, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird how it's, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's like teaching me things about life, which is really interesting.
Yeah. It's cool because like all of our experiences in the studio, when we're all like super excited about something and everybody's like amped, and like for us, it was like, that's like my favorite thing is when it's us and we're doing it. But then to like be able to provide that feeling for somebody else,
dude,
like,
it's the best.
I don't feel the exact same because it's not my project thing, but like it's a whole different way of like getting enjoyment from it. Because I watched all these other artists, and for them, they're all having that moment where they're like, this is sick. And like, you got to help provide that with them too. Dude,
and it reminds me, it's weird. There's aspects of the producing and engineering stuff that remind me of Andy, because when I finish a session with an artist and an hour after the session, I get a text and they're just like hype, and they're just like, dude, this shit sounds so sick in the car, like blah, blah, blah. It reminds me of Andy, because Andy would always do that after we left the studio. He'd always text, I don't know if he'd do this with you, but he would always text me immediately and be like, dude, this shit is fire. And like, he'd call me and we would just talk for an hour about like how sick it's going to be when people finally hear this song or this new album that we're working on. And that feeling of, I remember Andy telling me this one time, dude, and this was like, this in my opinion, with everything I know about Andy and for all the years that I knew him, this like describes his relationship with music the best, I think. But one time he said to me, he's like, Stravs, going into the studio with nothing and then leaving later that day and you have something is the most, like, it's the sickest thing in the world. Yeah. It's the best feeling in the world. Like, it is so dope. And I just remember him telling me that once, and I was like, that's so true. It's such a weird thing. It's like we all show up in the morning, there's nothing. And then we leave and we have something that people are then going to sing
around the world.
Yeah.
Like, all over the world, people are going to like
after he's even dead.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like, dude, that's crazy. So I like to sometimes, I like to replay that over in my head sometimes in the studio. If I'm hitting a wall or I'm even feeling like, I don't know. I think doing it all the time, it's easy to become desensitized to like how rad it is that that's my life and that's my job, and that like I can spend so much time doing that if I'm having one of those days where like maybe I don't feel like being in the studio or something, I'll try to remind myself like, dude, this could be the most important day for this artist yet.
Right.
So like you gotta be on point and have good energy and like, you know what I mean?
It's dope, like, because we did that session with Native Leaves, and like afterwards, I was so fucking stoked on the song too, and I was just like, dude,
I remember you texting me, dude. You texted me right after that session. You were like, dude, this shit sounds sick, and I was like,
we're good. I was like, dude, we were getting good at this because like that track, and so you just kind of get to still have that moment, you know?
Yeah.
And it's
I think it's just creating anything, you know? It's such a cool feeling.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I've ever liked or wanted out of like music. Like I love playing shows, obviously, but like for me, one of the most enjoyable things was the writing music and like coming up with it and just being like the four of us in the woods with Matt Keller and just like going fucking nuts for a week, you know, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like the most fun times of my life looking back are like those moments.
For sure. And the most interesting thing to me is that it's even it doesn't even matter what kind of genre of music too. Like over the past 2 years, I've done hip hop, trap, R&B, like kind of some country stuff, if you want to bring that guy into the equation. Yeah. And then I've kind of done, I think I did another acoustic country thing for somebody. Pop punk, you know what I mean? Rap.
Yeah. It's just all over the place.
But it's like, I don't know, no matter what the genre is, people act the same way when they hear something that I don't know, it's just so cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
So sick.
I love being in the studio. I just love like writing. I love writing music, and like sometimes you write a song and you're like, like it's good, but it's like not like, but you just know like when you hit it and you're like, this song is fucking good. There's no better feeling. Yeah, because you did it, you know.
To me, another super interesting thing is like you'll make a song one day and then years later you'll be in a situation listening to that song and it fits so weirdly perfect.
Yeah.
And it's almost this feeling, for me, it's this feeling like, oh, that's why this song exists.
Yeah.
That's like why we had to make this song.
Well, even like one of our songs was added to that Outer Banks show, and it was just kind of like, I'd never heard of this show, but it ended up being like the #1 show in the world at the time, you know? And just having like a song that had already been out for like 6 years and we've forgotten about pretty much, we totally moved on, and then that has its whole new life again, and you're like, whoa.
And you're like, oh wait, this song had to have existed so John B could slam a beer to it in the backyard.
John B, that hottie
at a backyard party,
his sweet ass was out there at a fucking bonfire. I didn't know anything. I just like was skipping. I was like, yo, what time is it? And so I went to it, and John B's sweet ass was fucking just chugging a beer and fighting dudes.
Yeah,
sick. I was like, this song was made for John B.
It was made for John B, dude, and we didn't know that, but we were just writing, dude.
We got a new song that's going to be placed in something, it looks like, so that'll be fun. It's like more of a fun one.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We got to make sure that actually happens before we talk about it, I guess.
Yeah, that's going to be sick. Damn, bro.
I did this really dope thing today where I got out of the shower, I put lotion on and like moisturizer on my face. I do that every day. And then I was like, oh shit, I need to shave. And then I shaved, and then all of my little facial hairs just stuck all over my face. Oh. No, it just stuck to my arms. It like, I can't get rid of it. And I'm still like right now finding it. It's on my arms. It's in my fucking eyelids. It's everywhere.
You just need to be more sick. You need to be more careful.
It's so dope. You should do it.
Yeah.
You got to put lotion all over your body and then just shave little hairs onto it. It's sick. It's so fun. I woke up last night. Right behind my bed is this like window that like goes out. It's like a box window thing. It's kind of cool. You like put plants on it or whatever. But it's old, so the sealant is like apparently not working, and I woke up to just raindrops on my forehead coming in while I was laying in bed. I was just laying in bed, and
Did it rain last night?
Up where I live, yeah. And it was storming hard, but it was just like dripping like soot water onto my forehead, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh man.
It was sick. It was really dope.
It sounds so sick.
Yeah, it's nice. I've been living a cool life, dude. Fucking soot in my eyes, little beard hairs on my fucking eyes. My eyes are fucked.
There was something else I wanted to talk about. I forgot. Let's see.
I got a gnarly windshield crack the other day, and I had to go take it into this place.
What happened?
I was just driving, and a fucking rock hit me really hard, and it cracked all the way across, like the entire windshield. And then I took it into Safelite, and they're like, we'll have it done anytime between 9 a.m. and like 5:30. I was like, fuck, dude, I leave town for 2 weeks. Like, I don't want this just sitting outside your place. And then they called me yesterday, and they said the glass didn't work. I don't know what that means. But now nothing in my car works. And they're like, it's going to be like a few weeks until we can get like Audi glass for your windshield. It's something about like it fucked up all the camera sensors in it.
Damn.
And so I just picked it up, and now I'm just like.
So are you even allowed to drive with that big of a crack in your windshield?
Well, no. So they replaced it with this other glass that doesn't work, I guess. Dude, the glass doesn't work.
When I was
driving today, and I just kept hearing like little pops everywhere, and I'm like, dude, is this thing just gonna fall out?
Yeah. Do you remember that gray Hyundai that I had?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I was like probably 23. That was when we were out in California. I remember my windshield was cracked so bad once that I got pulled over by a cop, and he walks up to the window. He was cool too. He was not being an asshole, but he walked up and he just like looked at me, and then he looked at the windshield and he goes, "Are you serious, bro?" Yeah. And I was just like, dude, I'm trying to get it fixed. And he's like, dude, you got to get this fixed. Like, how can you even see out of that?
Yeah, it's
bad. It was a pretty big crack. Well, and I was just dirt broke, and that's why I didn't get it replaced. But
well, in Arizona too, it's like if it ever rains, because it gets so hot, everything dries out. So every year your windshield wipers they don't work.
Yeah.
And so it'll start pouring rain like this time of year usually, and you're just guessing because you can't see shit. Your windshield wipers are just making it worse.
Who taught you how to drive?
My dad. But then I went to like one of those classes to get my license.
My dad sent me to one of those too.
Yeah. So, did they do the thing where like they put a lot of water on the ground and like oil and soap, and they made me like skid out?
They didn't do that to me, I don't think.
Yeah.
Damn.
I wonder if it was even a class, if it was just like my uncle. No, yeah, we had to go and like learn how to like brake on wet, soapy water ground.
Dude. Oh my God. I don't know why I just remembered years ago just being in the back of the van when someone's braking and someone else is driving, and you're at the mercy of whoever's driving.
You just yelling, yo!
Scary, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's scary. Or especially that crunch,
Andy's driving, he's texting, and there's brake lights ahead, and you're like, yo, stop.
Dude, it's so scary. The crunch of ice where you just know you have no traction. You just feel this like crunchy, it gives me chills thinking about it. Good times, huh?
Oh, I saw one of those, those Waymo cars, the self-driving things. I saw one of those skidding out and like almost hitting construction the other day.
Really?
There was no one else around, but I was like, dude, this is bad.
Was there a guy driving it?
There was someone in the back. Does that mean they're driving?
No.
Yeah, there was someone in the back. There was no one in the front.
Dude, so they do
and it
like
was skidding out.
They do like Uber shit now, where you can just hop in the back seat and then the computer drives you to where you're going. Absolutely fucking never. I would never ever do that.
I'm sure you will eventually.
No, I will never do it. I'll walk.
You're gonna like getting your sandwiches delivered by a little robot on 4 legs.
That I'm cool with if they want it. Well, dude, I would actually prefer. I think all food should be delivered by. Whoa, almost knocked that over. I think all food should be delivered by robot cars, because every time I've like ordered anything, like I ordered a sandwich like a month ago, and it was just like some guy just smoked into my sandwich for an hour. Like that's what it tasted like. I showed up and I was like, "Is this weed? Like, did I order weed or did
was it Chiba Hut sandwich?
It was disgusting. It was so gross. It just smelled like
I don't see,
like
dude.
Lips.
It's so expensive to get food delivered to you. I don't do that.
Yeah,
I also there's a part of me that feels like like a lazy piece of garbage getting
I'm creating
Uber and
jobs.
stuff. Yeah, you're creating jobs. You're boosting the economy I think I'm being lazy, but in reality you're boosting the economy.
You're who's lazy now?
Yeah.
No, I'm creating jobs, and I pay an extra $15 for some guy to blow smoke onto my food before I eat it. It's a good deal.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you've definitely had some funny delivery situations at
Dude,
the
there's so many
studio.
people that show up to give you food, and you're like, I cannot believe you have a car. Like, I know you live in there. This is insane. You're like, I'm pretty sure the kind of people that just are like on meth walking around, like they're in cars too.
It's a risky move ordering French fries if you're getting food delivered to you.
I don't do that.
There's no way people are not just snagging a fry.
Oh, they're touching it. Some places like will put tape on it to like be like,
we should look up
tampered.
We should look up some horrifying like food delivery stories.
Oh shit. So after we had our episode about the salads kill, I went out to eat the next day, and I went to this restaurant, and I texted you, and I was like, bro, I'm so scared right now. I just had a salad. Or no, I texted you
You sent me the picture of the salad and said, I'm going to die.
No, I sent you a picture of the salad. I said, I'm going to kill myself, or I'm about to kill myself with the salad. And then I was like, I'm legit freaking out. And I was, because I ordered the salad, and then we go to this like hole in the wall. I don't want to blow up the name because it's usually good. But like one time I went there, and there was like two servers, and one was on meth and one was on heroin, and it was like insane because one was just like half asleep walking around, the other one was fucking zooming. But we ordered, they have like the best like calamari, and it's just so good and trash and great. But
it's good and trash and great.
Well, it's like fried fish. It's fucking good.
Oh.
But I eat the salad, and it's good. And then they drop off the calamari, and I take a bite, and then like 3 seconds later, just the worst smell I've ever smelled wafts. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And we're kind of like by the kitchen.
It wafts.
It wafts through like this window next to my face. And I'm just like, what is happening? And then I'm just like still eating it. And then Mont's like, does this smell weird to you? And I realized
you guys are the most bold, nervous people ever around food.
Eating a fucking rotten plate of fucking octopus or whatever it is, squid. And it's just rotten, and it smells so fucking gross.
And you ate it?
Well, I had already had like 2 bites, but no, I didn't eat any more. I couldn't eat anything else after, and I had to ask the lady to like take it away. I was like, I'm not trying to be rude, but this is completely rotten, and I cannot eat with this smell in my fucking face. And then for the entire rest of the night, I was just like, it's gonna happen. Like, I'm just waiting.
It's gonna happen.
Like
I'm gonna die.
Like I walk outside and it's 110 out, and I'm just like, I'm sweating. Like it's definitely the food.
Yeah.
It's not that it's 115 out right now.
Have you ever like started eating something out of your fridge, and as you're eating it, you realize that there's the rest of it in the bag is moldy?
Oh yeah, that sucks.
And then I did that with a piece of bread the other day, like a Zico bread, and I had a slice, and then as I was putting it back in the fridge after eating a slice,
you just see that.
I realized that there was a bunch of mold at the bottom, and I was like,
oh,
well, I'll be fine.
That's so gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff scares me. But we all know that. That's old news, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, let's not just...
Let's not harp on it?
Too much food poisoning.
Yeah, dude, it's scary, though. I can never, like... one of my friends was like...
Me and Tanner got food poisoning. Last time I had food poisoning was Johnny Rockets at the Cancun airport with Tanner.
Yeah. You sure it wasn't?
It was the salad. It was the salad on the burger, dude. Salad kills.
Salad kills. Mexico is scary. Everything is like... Because it is just, if it touches any of their water, you're fucked.
When I went to Indonesia, I was like the only person out of our big group that didn't get, they call it Bali belly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was the only one that didn't get sick.
Dude,
I felt like I was about to, and then it never happened.
Because in India, like, everybody gets sick.
Yeah.
And we have a friend that went there with his family recently, this last year, and I was like, did you get diarrhea while you were out there? And he's like, 2 weeks straight. He's like, it was the worst.
Rohan, right?
Yeah, Rohan. He's like, yeah, he's like, dude, everything I ate poisoned me. And eventually he said that his mom made him just eat like yogurt and rice. And he's like, even then it was just like, it was like, flip of the coin.
What do you think your next international vacation was going to be? Are there any other parts of the world you'd like to see?
No, I'm gonna cool it after this trip and just figure out my life, I think, for a while. I really want to go back to Spain. I had so much fun there.
Yeah,
And
you've traveled a shit ton over the past few years. I feel like you've done you go on a lot of vacations.
I'm like a big credit card points guy, and so like this trip that I'm going on, I'm doing New York for a week and a half, or almost a week, and then I'm going to Spokane to see my parents and gonna go see Iration out there, and then Seattle. But I had to pay maybe $50 for all the hotels every single night because of points. But I think after this trip, I probably like maxed out my. I think I've used up most of them now. So
yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, take advantage.
That'll be fun to see your parents.
Yeah, it'll be cool
because you haven't seen them in a while, right?
Well, yeah, they were out here not terribly long ago. But
how are they doing?
They're doing good. I mean, they're just like retired out there and doing like old people shit. I don't know why they moved to Spokane, but they did. Like I thought it was to escape the heat. It's like 105 there today. Like what are you doing? They went hiking and some guy just broke every single window in their car. And I was like, why did you move here? The biggest thing in the town. I mean, last time I was there was when there's that lady couple. They were doing some finger exercises in the grass together underneath.
This is when you went on your hike, right?
Yeah, we went on a hike with my family, and there's some ladies.
Is this the waterfall story?
Doing some hand love next to a waterfall, and no blankets or anything, just out there, and everybody in my family was just pretending like we didn't see it. It was really funny. The funniest part was just my dad, just like straight face, like pretending like it wasn't happening right next to us. We're like, hey, let's go to that side of the bridge.
Yeah, I keep seeing these. Do you see those videos of the cows walking by that like beautiful mountainside in Switzerland, and there's like waterfalls and stuff? Have you seen those videos?
I mean, I've seen crazy videos of Switzerland. It looks dope as fuck.
It looks so cool,
especially when it's like all snowy out there, and it just looks like that like Christmas town. I want to go there too. That'd be sick. Yeah, there's a lot of places I'd like to go. Right now, I'm just kind of like everything I think about is fucking fishing related. It's so dumb. So I'm like, all right, I want to go to Key West again and do some fishing out there. Live that fucking cheeseburger in paradise life, you know?
Cheeseburger in paradise.
That life. Margaritaville life.
Yeah.
That's that good life. That area is so wild. It's a bunch of like old artists and poets and stuff like moved there back in the day, and it became this hub for like fly fishing. Was like this massive thing there because they were going after. I just read this book about going after these like 200-pound fish, and they were like only there. And so these millionaires were coming in and booking out these guides for like 4 months, which is a shitload of money. And they would go and they're all like racing after these fit to try to catch this world record fish. And like one of them ended up getting a 200-pound fucking fish and fighting it for like 7 hours or something. Some of these guys would fight these fish for like 19 hours. It'd be like a whole 24 hours of them standing there holding it. But all these like weird, like Hemingway lived there for a while, and like it's just all these, the place is like wild. You go there and it's a bunch of like burnout beach bum types, but they're all like, it would be like a 70-year-old like trust fund baby. You know what I mean? It's like the guy's old, but you know his family probably like invented oil, and you're just
invented oil.
Yeah, and you're just like, dude, what the fuck? This place is wild, but it's really fun out there. It's just very slow. Everybody just wants to like have a nice drink and like burn out in the sun. So I'm trying to go back.
See, yeah, dude, I don't know what it is, but my idea of a vacation is not chilling on the beach.
I don't like the beach.
Well, it's just you know what it is? I think for me, it's like, I don't know, the idea of, I can enjoy it if I'm with people that I love, and it's like it's, you know, you're supposed to be, you know, with your friends and family, like that's meaningful. Yeah. But like the idea of, you know how like some old guys just have the idea of like just being alone with a margarita on the beach. Yeah. And that's like their idea of retirement. That would make me miserable, dude. Yeah. If I didn't have things to do and be productive, and
you could start fishing.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like
fishing cures that.
Well, I mean,
no, I know what you mean. I don't really enjoy going to the beach either. It's so dirty. They need to do something about all the dirt on the beach.
Yeah.
You just sit there and just get fucking sand in your eyelids, and then it's just winding, and it's so windy, and then
I would enjoy it if I surfed
so
or something.
Hot. It gets so hot, and you're like, I guess I'm gonna go in and like brave getting fucking attacked by a stingray or something.
Yeah.
It's too much risk. I'd rather go to a pool. I'm a pool guy. I'd rather be at a pool. And even then, I don't really enjoy pools.
Do you have a vision of like what you want your life to look like when you're like 50?
50? Yeah.
It's not that far away if you think about it.
That's not really. I think like when I'm like 60, like, or like, you know, like retirement age, that age where people do that. I want.
Wait, you think you're gonna be able to afford to retire already?
No, dude, I haven't had a job in 10 years. I'm never going to be able to do anything. I own nothing. I have a car and a synthesizer. That's it. But yeah, I don't know. I think I want to, I really do see myself like fishing a lot and being in the woods and nature and shit.
I think dude, it's nice being out in nature.
It's been, I
went on a hike yesterday morning, actually. I hiked Piestewa Peak.
Nice.
And I actually went a little later too, so it was kind of hot, but there weren't as many people. I went at like 7 a.m. I think a lot of people go at like 5, 6. Yeah. But it's just not, it's really, there's something really satisfying about being by yourself climbing a mountain.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you like to hike?
I don't like hiking, no. But like I went fishing by myself once, and I went up to like outside of Payson area, and I like just driving there. I was like the first time I've ever even driven that long alone. I think it's like I'm usually like with you guys on tour or my wife or somebody, and so I was just completely alone. And then I went fishing. So you're just hiking up this creek trail, or like along a creek for a few miles, you know. And it was just like I was all alone, and I was like, this is dope as fuck. And I caught a ton of fish.
Did you bring,
and then I biffed it, and my legs slipped on a rock, and I just hit my back so hard. And I was like,
what happened if you would have gotten it?
Dude, that's what I thought. I was like, bro, if I broke my ankle and I'm all alone here, I'd have to like crawl to my car like 2 miles in a fucking creek. I would look like an idiot. But it was just, you know, have you fallen
do you bring earbuds when you do that, or are you just alone with your thoughts?
No, yeah, you're just thinking. And all you're thinking about is fucking fish, because you can't think about anything
all
else.
You're thinking about is fucking fish.
Yeah, you just fucking, I want to catch this little bitch. And but like, because you can't think of anything else, because it takes so much focus and like doing things correctly and like learning and being like, no, that was wrong, so I need to move it over. It's like so
do you
technical.
Do you ever take that time to sit and just think about everything that's happened when you're out in nature by yourself? And not just focused on the fishing?
No, I like, that's my time where I don't think about everything else in my life. You know, for me, that's like my.
So when do you
that's my escape?
When is your time?
Else.
I guess my question would be: do you have a time? And if you do, where is it to sit and think about everything that is going on in your life in a productive way?
Right before I go to sleep, and I get scared.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, usually that's like my only general time, like alone, where everybody's sleeping. I like to like be up for about an hour after, and I'm just kind of like.
The only reason I ask is because when I went on a hike the other day, and I've done this a few times where this might sound so weird, but I don't give a shit what people think. But after Andy died, there's been plenty of times where like I'll be driving and I just feel overwhelmed, and I'll like. Dude, I've pulled over the past few months. There's been a couple moments where I'll like see a park, and I'll just pull over and I'll go like sit at a park by myself and just like sit in the grass and like just like feel it and like let shit out, or just like sit and just think about, you know, what's going on. And I don't know. For me, that's been like super helpful, and I didn't know that it could be that simple sometimes to like maybe gain clarity on something that's going on in your life. For me, what like I've just been going through so much this past year that I have found that being outside in the sun, not around a lot of people, and in some nature has helped me calm down to process some of the shit that I'm going through.
Yeah, I do that a lot when I'm working out outside actually too. So it's like usually an hour and a half, like 5 days a week there. I'm outside in the sun alone.
You're not listening to music?
No, or sometimes sometimes I'll listen to like a podcast or something.
Yeah.
But
because for me, it has to be uninterrupted attention, not doing a physical activity, like sitting, not like, because even when you're hiking, like you're focusing on like not falling, or you're looking at where you're going.
Yeah, you don't want to biff it. You know?
For me, it's very like I have to be sitting and not moving, and just literally being like present.
Yeah, that's so like my escape or that moment for me is like the opposite. It's like the time that I'm not thinking about everything in my life, and it's helped me a lot to have those moments where I like, because it's just focusing on fishing.
Well, obviously, when you're fishing, you
like,
can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just doing one thing, but like to me, that's the only time where I'm only focused on one thing. I'm not thinking about anything else, and it's like it can be frustrating in its own ways, but that's like the relaxation. And like I'm going to all these places.
I'm just
in a home state that I've never
yeah.
been, and you're just like, damn, like this is crazy. It's so nice out. It's beautiful out in this area.
I'm just
like taking in the moment.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I just remember you sending me a picture of where you're at, and I was like, damn, it just looks so beautiful and peaceful. And I don't know, just it's just nice to be outside.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I've never done it before. It's pretty tight. It's my first time being outside a lot. And it's
because for
cool.
me, I don't know. I think it's also, there's something, I feel like I'm just in tune to a different part of myself that I didn't really know was there ever since all this shit has gone down. And I feel like I'm just feeling a lot of things that I've never felt before. And I don't know, man. It's like nice to like give myself time to like dive into that, and like I don't know. I feel like I spent a lot of time like pushing things down and blocking things off over the years.
Yeah.
That I don't know, just really interesting. Feels good.
Yeah.
It feels really good. I feel like I'm just like more in touch with myself than I think have ever really been.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we've all had to like, learn a lot. So it's been probably the most transformative last year of my life. Definitely the hardest, but I think it's going to be one that has the most change,
Yeah.
I think it will all end up good. I was talking to you the other day. I was like, I still have that feeling like something good is going to happen,
Yeah.
I don't know why that hasn't.
Yeah, I had that. I had that feeling too. Cause, fuck, dude, the last 6 months were just so brutal, and or not 6 months, like last year, and just I'm having that feeling again that like everything's gonna work out the way that it's supposed to, and not only that, but like I deserve to be really happy, and I deserve to like have love surrounding me in life, and I deserve to like, just, I think sometimes as people we like forget that like we can have those things.
Yeah.
But you gotta like allow it to happen, and you gotta like, I don't know. It's you gotta be open to the possibility that your life can get better and you can get through the shit that you're going through. Because dude, there were so many moments where over the past year where I'm just like, I don't know if I can like
handle anything else.
The amount of fucking stress that I'm dealing with right now.
Right.
I'm worried about so many different things. I'm worried about what the hell am I going to do? Andy's dead. What the hell is my career going to look like? You know what I mean? Like where it's just like, it feels like your world's collapsing.
Yeah.
But I feel like what I'm saying is I feel like the moment of clarity has been kind of showing itself more. And
yeah, that little spark is starting to light up again. And I'm like, fuck yeah, it's going to happen.
Because dude, when things get really hard, it's just so hard to keep that glimmer of hope and positivity there, and remember that like life can be amazing and beautiful and awesome.
Yeah, you can't see it.
It's hard to, dude. It's like so hard to believe it's even possible.
Well, I need something. I always need and for a long time over the last year, it's like I felt like literally zero good things were happening in my life, like at all. There was nowhere I could look.
Last year, you said?
This whole like last year, and I was just like, dude, I couldn't look at any aspect of my life that I was like, feeling good about. You know what I mean? It was just like brutal. And then I'm slowly starting to feel like, you see that little bit of hope, and that's all I need. I can, if I have a little bit of something, then everything else I can be like, it's fine, I can get through all that. But just I need that like tiny little thing to like show me like, hey, there are ways out, and you know, man, you're not fucking drowning, you're fine.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what's so crazy about Andy dying after that happened. It was just such a it's crazy to see all the beautiful things that came out of it, and I feel like I was just able to experience, like we've talked about before, but just, I don't know, mind-blowing. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting better, I think.
We got to keep going. We got to keep taking people to camp.
Yeah, and we're welcoming everyone here at camp.
Everyone's allowed at camp, man.
Yeah. I think it's time we
wrap it up.
We pull out the marshmallows, start the fire.
See you guys next week.